Ta-da! Good morning. Are we live? Let's all wake up, shall we? I am the most wakey uppest of all. I have had a coffee though, so that is how I've just managed to get online at this time. How are we all? Are we well? I hope things are good with you. I know when you look out the window, there's some sunshine and blue sky, and when you turn on the news, you just think, oh. So let's forget the news. Let us think about these bodies of ours. So I think I've got quite a fun session for us today. Some sort of slightly smaller segments that I'll just repeat so that hopefully it won't get too confusing for me, but I'm looking forward to it anyway. So usual things apply. Have you got a nice space that you can work in? We've got a couple of sort of side steps, couple of double side steps. I actually have no equipment requirements today, absolutely not a jot. But you might want a chair. And as you know, I like to use a chair with no arms so that you can sort of sit in the front half of the chair. So a dining chair is good. And ideally, you want to make sure those hips aren't lower than your knees, either level with or slightly higher. The other thing you might want, she says, is a stretcher wall that we can do some press-ups against the wall on. If you haven't got a wall or something suitable to do that, just maybe push against resistance standing still. I am just going to kick this boxing glove out the way. It's offending my sensibilities. And let's get ready, shall we? Have you got some water? Okay, it's not the end of the world if you don't, but it's a good idea to hydrate. Also, are you feeling well? If you are not feeling well, today is not your day, my friends, particularly if you've got a fever or a temperature or any sort of chesty thing below the neck. If you've got a recent injury, you need to be very careful as well. Maybe just find something that works for you and just gently walk on these sections that maybe you feel aren't right for you. The same goes to if this is the first bit of exercise you've done for a while. So just take it easy, pace yourself. If there's anything you're not sure of, just go back to a gentle walk on the spot or a gentle walk in your chair in that working position. Otherwise, let's go. All right, we're going to do our warm up as usual without any music. And then I've got a lovely little medley to get us in the mood. So take those feet hip width apart to start off with. So let's start as we mean to go on. Let's think about lengthening through the spine, lifting this chest, just being aware of how we might normally stand. Like this. I've been much more aware of how I stand by looking back at some of the videos, not that I watch myself, and I'm just horrified with some of the things I do. So we all do it. Let's think about lifting those shoulders up to the ears and relaxing them down away from the ears. Now I've started to move my feet because I'm overexcited, obviously. So you can move your feet or you can just stay still for this one. We're just going to get a bit of movement in these shoulders and then we're going to relax those shoulders. Now we're going to move those feet. It's like Sam the dog, to be honest with you, overexcited at the thought of our class and us being all together. Okay, and what is lovely is I am aware of each and every one of you, and sometimes you message me, sometimes you don't, but it's so great to be part of this exercise referral family. So let's support each other in our movement aims. Let's have a great morning. So let's just take those feet a little bit wider. Now we're going to try and imagine you've got a spirit level over these hip bones and that the red dot's in the middle. Now while we're doing these side bends, we're trying to keep that red dot in the middle so these hips stay nice and still. And what we're doing is just almost lifting the rib cage out of those hips. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. And if I turn this way, you'll notice it's very much a sideways movement. So we're keeping that space between the front of the shoulders as wide as we're keeping the space between the back of the shoulders. That space doesn't change at all.
Brilliant, guys. Okay, let's bring it all the way up. So that's a nice little warm up for that lower back. We're going to take some little circles with these hips. So if you imagine you've got a little tail sticking out of that tailbone, we're going to draw 4 little circles or maybe 5 one way, and then really nice and easy, we're going to do the same the other way. So we're not overdoing it. Remember, we're warming up. Yes, we are getting ready. Okay, and then we're going to bring it in and we're going to take some toe taps. Just nice forwards. And what we're going to do is think about really pushing that big toe down towards the floor. So if you think in terms of warming up the ankles, as well as just generally getting that body moving. Good. All right, let's take now those heels, and this time we're going to draw that toe up towards the ceiling. That's it. So now you can feel that warm up in the back of the lower legs. That's it. Good. All right, now bring it in. Let's take these taps out to the side. Taps out to the side. Good. Now, while you're doing this, you may feel comfortable also taking those shoulder rolls. And I like to do this almost in a backwards movement rather than forwards, because we tend to do everything forwards in life anyway. So it's a really good chance to really activate those upper back muscles. Now, bring those feet in. Let's go into that jogger's pedal, shall we? That little heel raise. And I'll show you from this angle. I think what I might do this new year is treat us to an extra light. So we get a little bit more light down here so you can see my feet properly. That will be my New Year's resolution. I'm not great at making them. And bring it down. Now, what we're going to do next is take some little taps behind us, okay? So we're going to think about how we hold this part of the body. So the white top I've got on is where we want to be really strong. So rather than sort of letting that body come forwards, or even sometimes we throw it backwards, just keep that nice relaxed shoulder position, but really strong core here. So we're just moving those legs behind us rather than sort of throwing the body around. Now, let's bring it in and we're going to lift those knees just a little bit higher than we did when we were walking on the spot. So we're not going crazy, but we're just holding that strong trunk again and lifting those knees a little bit higher. Good. Now bring it down and let's just go back to that little walk on the spot. So it's not really crazy walk. It's not a workout walk. It's a warm-up walk. So nice and easy does it. Now, what we're going to do now is see if we can draw some circles with the elbows. And the purpose of this is getting these shoulders and this upper back warmed up a little bit of chest movement as we open up. Good. Okay, now we're going to bring these hands to a W position and we're going to push forwards. Now, as we do this, we're going to take those toe taps. Good. So it's like a press up without any resistance. Chest press, and we're adding that tap forwards. We're going to do 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Now just let those arms swing and we'll just gently move those feet. One of the things we haven't done yet, and I want to just bring in, is that little bit of rotation at the waist. So we're going to take those feet hip width apart. From that bent knee position, we're just going to keep that bottom in, but soften the knees a little bit. Bring these hands underneath the chest. Now, draw this tummy button in just to keep everything nice and controlled. And keeping that spirit level, cross those hip bones, red dot in the middle. We're going to take this little twist side to side. See if you can keep the chin in line with your watch strap. And see if you can stop those hips moving. Good. All right, bring it down. Now, we can take the feet a little bit wider if you like, because we're going to allow these hips to move a little bit now, okay? So you can see I've got that opposite heel coming away from the floor to protect the knees. And if you've got a little bit of space, you can let those arms swing. This is a really nice one, but we just need to build into it a little bit carefully if you have any sort of lower back issues. Good. And also any neck issues or shoulder issues. So nice and easy does it. Just pace yourself with this. All right, then we're going to bring it back. Let's take a little walk on the spot. We're going to march it out. So I'm just checking to see how long we've been going because I forgot to start my stopwatch properly. So we've done about 9 minutes, about 5 of those with me talking. We're going to march it out. Now, think about these arms again. Let's take a little punch forwards, and then we're just going to half our sort of maximum range punch upwards. So let's just think about warming these shoulders up before we reach too far. Then we're going to punch forwards again, and then we're going to punch down. Good. So it's a little bit like a half upright row. Nice strong elbows. Good. Now bring it down. Let's see if we can take a little knee bend. So it's like a little mini squat, and we're going to take an alternate all right, elbow circle. And as we come down, we're just taking a little mini squat, okay? So those heels are down, knees bending in line with that big toe, alternative. And then we're going to see if we can make that circle a little bit bigger, okay? Still with those knee bends. All right, brilliant. And we're going to tap it out. So we're going to make those taps maybe a little bit bigger than you did at the start, but not overreaching, not overstretching here, okay? All right, we're going to take that chest press, and then we're going to press up for 3, 2, 1. Bring it down and walk it out. Good work, everybody. All right, we're going to take the feet just a little bit wider again, just hip width apart or slightly wider, and we're going to start thinking about picking these heels up behind you. So we're just squeezing the heels towards the bottom, but we're keeping those knees pointing straight down towards the floor. We're going to do 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys, come back to that little pedal. While you're doing that, you're going to reach that hand over that shoulder, give yourself a little pat on the back, and release. Same on the other side. Good. Reach over, little pat on the back, and release. Brilliant. Shake it out. Give those legs a shake. Okay, give those arms a shake. And then let's go back to that little bit of a walk on the spot. Now, let's think about reaching up really high, as far as you feel comfortable bringing it down. Let's do the same on this side. Reach. So this is all about being able to reach. Good. Holding that nice strong trunk. Good. And then we're going to bring it down, and we're going to take a step out, and we're just going to draw those shoulder blades together. Good. And we're going to step out. Keep that little orange between your chin and the chest. And just nice relaxed shoulders away from the ears. Good. So we're doing a nice dynamic stretch for the front of the shoulders and the chest on the move. And then we're going to bring it down, walk it out, breathe in. And as we breathe out, we're just going to tap those fingertips behind us. Good stuff. All right, guys. Let's come into our backward lunge. Sort of, it's the aerobic side of the backward lunge. I call them backward taps these days, really. Okay, so back tap with that forward raise. Now we're going to leave that foot there. Press the heel of that back foot towards the floor. Lift it up. Bring it in, same on the other side. Press it down, lift it up, bring it in. Should we do 2 more of those? Just to really lengthen through those calf muscles? Let's do it. Good. And again, brilliant. And then we're going to bring it up. We're going to march it out. Okay, we are almost warmed up, raring to go. So we're going to take those little heel digs again. We're going to tap in front, tap. Good. Now, as we tap, what I'm going to get you to do is just leave that foot there and then just bring that chest gently towards that front leg. Bring it up. Do the same on the other side. Good. Nice and easy does it. Bring it up and then back to those taps. Good. Should we do that one more time? Let's do it again. I'm a bit stiff in the back of the thighs today, so we're going to slow it down. We're going to leave that heel there, hinge at the hips, long back, bring it up. Only taking yourself to your point of tension. bringing it up, and then we're going to walk it out. Good stuff. So we got those arms at that 90-degree angle. We're walking on the spot, nice and light on the feet though. It's like an aerobic type of walk on the spot. We're not banging the feet down, quite light on those feet. Ball of the feet through to the heel. Now, let's take that punch forward, shall we? Let's take that punch up. Let's take that punch forwards. And we're going to punch to the side. We're going to punch forwards. We're going to punch to the other side. Whew, and then we're going to relax the punching. We're going to tap it out. Woohoo! And without stopping, we can have a comfort break. We can have a little drink of water, and we're going to get ready for this main section. Okay? So it's mostly aerobic work today. So that means we're just going to be repeating movements so that we're requiring a little bit of stamina. So we need oxygen, and we're going to be burning fuel. Okay? There's a little bit of muscle strengthening and endurance in there. But our main aim is just to improve your cardiovascular system. Okay, or should I say endurance. Right, so I'm going to restart my clock, have a sip of water, keep those feet moving. All right, now it's off. Are we ready? Okay, so the first movement in our little movement of 4 is going to be heel digs, okay? We're doing it slightly different. It may go terribly wrong, but I don't think so. Okay, I'm just going to press play again. Okay, we've got a nice beat. Now, in 5 seconds, we're going to do 30 seconds of heel digs. So are you ready? Go. So heel digs, we're just tapping. Now, if we want to make this movement harder, a little bit more challenging, we add the arm movement. So we can do bicep curls, we can do whatever you like. Now, if you want to make it less challenging, we can do just legs. We can slow it down. Or we can speed it up. Okay, you can make the range a little bit bigger to make it harder. So just find what works for you. Now, we're going to walk it out. And we're going to change those heel digs to side taps. So tap and in. Good. Tap and in. Now, we're going to add a chest press if you like. This is if you're working next to someone or a smaller space. If you like, we can actually take this one. Good. All right, we're going to walk it out, and knee lifts coming next. So knee lifts. So again, we can add some arm movement. We can just go for the knee lifts. You can change that arm movement. You can actually make this faster, smaller, slower. So you're in control, okay? Now, we're going to bring those feet back into that walking position. We're going to do some little mini squats. So just as if you're about to sit down. So mini. Now, if you feel up to it, we're going to go a little bit faster, but controlling that movement, okay? Good. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Okay. So, should we do that again? Let's do that again. I'm going to give us a little bit more volume. Okay. Heel digs, are you ready? 3, 2, 1. All right. So, remember, we can use those arms. We don't have to at all. We can just take those heels. Good. So from heel digs, we're going to go into side taps. So you can either walk it out or go straight into those side taps. We're going to go 3, 2, 1, tap. You can add the chest press if you don't have much room to the side. Brilliant. Brilliant, guys. Okay, so do you remember what comes next? I think it's the knee lift. We got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. So the main thing is this strong trunk. We're not leaning forwards or backwards. Good. Now only if you feel up to it, because it's still quite early days in this main section. We're going to add that opposite hand, opposite knee. Good. Now, we've got 10 seconds, and then we're going to go into the mini squats. You can walk it out between, and you can walk at any time. All right, ready. Take that squat position, little mini squats. Now, if you can, slightly faster than normal, but control these knees. Good. Fantastic, guys. So even though we've got some muscle strength, we're making it slightly aerobic by going a little bit faster. 3, 2, 1. Okay, walk it out, guys. So, that was our first chunk. So the walk, you can take this nice and easy, or if you're feeling like you want to keep moving, you can actually take a more vigorous walk. So it's up to you. If you need a bit of recovery, then use it. If you don't, then that's fine. Are we ready? We're going to find that bit of wall now. We're going to do 30 seconds of press-ups. Are you ready? Hands a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Let's go. So with these press-ups, remember, you want to almost imagine you've got a little orange between your chin and your chest, and you're holding this body in a really nice plank. So draw that tummy button in. So we're actually coming forwards, back. Good. Keep that chin in line with your chest. I keep looking round at you. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Walk it away from the wall. Now it's going to be a march and a punch. So these arms are really getting some work in this section. Now you can stay on the spot. You can move forwards. You can move backwards. Whatever you like. Good. So again, we're working in 30 seconds challenge. Sam's coming to join us. All right. Sam's the dog, by the way. All right, now relax those arms. Feet a little bit wider. We're going to do these heel kicks or the hamstring curls. Now, they can be smaller. If they don't suit your knees, just go for the back tap, okay? All right, now if you feel comfortable, we're going to add that little row. We can slow it down. We can speed it up. Now, we're going to let the arms go. We're going to see if we can come forwards for 4 with these heel kicks. 4, 3, 2, 1 on the spot. And then we're going to go back. Let's not kick the dog again. Good. Just fall back, 4 on the spot, 4 forwards. On the spot. Back. Okay, walk it out. All right, got that little chunk. Back to the press-ups for 30 seconds. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Now, if you want to work a bit harder, take your feet further away from the wall, but you need to bring the hands down a bit. Don't forget to breathe out. 3, 2, 1. March it out. Okay. Ready for a punch? Remember, at any time, you can just take a walk on the spot. There's no need to actually involve yourself in every single thing I suggest, okay? Good work. Nice strong trunk. Nice relaxed shoulders. Okay, we are going to move into those hamstring curls. So we're going to relax the arms. Take the feet a little bit wider on the spot. If you want to add that row, we're just squeezing those elbows behind you. Good. How are we doing? This is quite challenging, this bit. Good. Make sure that breathing is now in control. So if the breathing's coming very fast and you can't talk, take the arms out a bit, slow it down. And we're going to take the arms out a bit now anyway, because we're going to see if we can go forwards on the spot and then back. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the spot. 2, 3, and then we're going to go back. 1, 2. Just watch out for the furniture on the spot. Let's do that one more time. Forwards. 2, 3, 4 on the spot. 2, 3, back. 2, 3. Stay on the spot, guys. Walk it out. Well done. That's the second chunk. All right then. Third chunk. And then we'll have a little rest, okay? Now, we're going to take that big step forwards. It's not a lunge. It's a sort of mini lunge. So we're going to step into that front heel and step back. Okay, let's try it. Step. So we want that knee bending in line with that big toe. Nice strong trunk. We're not leaning into it like that. Strong trunk, let the legs do the work. Now, if you're not sure with your knees, make that movement really small. Okay? If you feel a bit more confident, you can just take a slightly bigger step. Lovely. Okay, I think we're coming up to 30 seconds. Bring it back. Walk it out. So we're going to take some single side steps this way. Are you ready? Step together. Yes. Step. Now, let's add some arm movement. I'm quite partial to those window washing movements. Now you can go a bit faster if you want. I'm not sure if I can. I've lost my rhythm. So I'm just going to stay like this. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Now, you're going to take that backward tap. Remember this movement? Good. So just keep that strong trunk. Legs only if you prefer. All right? Great. You've got it.
That she was just walking down the street singing.
Good. Now remember, you can go faster than me, you can go slower than me. Legs only, arms only. You are just doing arms, make sure you wiggle those toes. Last one, last 2, walk it out. Now, we're going back to those side steps. We're going to do doubles if you can. 3, 2, 1. We're going to go 1, 2.
She was walking next to me
1,
singing.
2. Let's try that again. 1, 2. I'm going to go a little bit faster. You ready? 1.
Walk on to my door. Walk on to my door. Walk on to my door.
Okay, I'm going to go 4,
Walk on to my door.
3,
Then we kissed a little
2, 1. Walk it out. Big step forward. Coming out. Step and back.
Yes, I did. So I told her all the things I've been dreaming of. Now we're
Remember, we're stepping into that front heel. You got it. Good.
That's how we're gonna stay singing.
Lovely. Oh, I've lost count totally. Let's say 10 more seconds. Brilliant. Make sure that knee stays strong. Weight into that front heel. Strong trunk. Walk it out. So we got those side steps. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
I want my baby back. It's great, it's great.
Good work, guys. So you can make these circles as big or as small as you like. Or we don't have to have them at all. 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Now, backward taps next. Are you ready? Tap and in. Tap and in. You've got this. Brilliant. Just kick the wall. Just be careful of what's behind you. Good, you can go faster if you like. Or we can just stay nice and steady. Good work, guys. Keep it up. We can have a little break after the double side steps, okay? Are you ready to walk it out? Now, 2 side steps. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Step together. Step. I'm going to go a little bit faster. Brilliant. Good. Just a couple more of these. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, tap it out, my friends. Tap it out. Okay. I'm just going to turn it down a little bit. Good. So slightly, not massively different to normal, but quite often we do a slightly longer segment. So we did some shorter segments there, little bit of walking in between, but not much recovery between. So have a little bit of water if you need it. Have a comfort break. We're just going to tap it out. Keep those feet moving so that we don't feel dizzy. Now we're going to go through every single movement, about 45 seconds on each segment. And we're going to do about 10 seconds recovery between, okay? So my timing's always pretty dreadful, so it may be shorter, it may be slightly longer, but it won't be impossible. Listen to your body. If it gets too much, or if you're not keen on a certain movement, just walk it out, okay? So, are we ready to go?
I think we are. Let's do it. All right.
We're starting with heel digs. 3, 2, 1. Heel dig.
Oh no, I've got 2 wrestlers next door, the 11 and the 13-year-old. Keep heel digging, guys, and then the dog will join in. Good.
So we got 10 seconds left of this.
I know you get to like it if you give it a chance now.
3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Now, the walk can be very gentle if you need some recovery. You want to keep working, it can be a bit more vigorous. Okay, we're ready for the side taps. Let's do it. Honestly, timing for me is not easy today. Now, this might be too fast, so slow it down. Arms and legs might be too much, so just do the legs. Maybe make the leg movement a little bit smaller. You got it. All right, Sam? Good boy. Okay, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it up. Recovery or active? Up to you. Whatever we do, it's called active recovery. So recovery, we're just keeping the feet moving. All right, knee lifts, you ready? So, nice strong trunk. That's it, guys. You've got this. Now, make sure we're not leaning forwards or backwards. Knee doesn't have to come higher than the hip. Doesn't even have to come as high as the hip. All right, just use those strong muscles. Remember that belt. Tighten that belt a couple of notches. Good. We got 10 seconds. You've got this, guys. Come on. Dig in. All right, walk it out. Ooh. Now, remember those squats. Now I'm going to give you the option. You can do normal squats. You can do an alternative if you've got an alternative exercise. Or we can do the faster ones. Heels down. I'm going to do the faster one. So I'm just going to get my technique right. Good. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Shotgun, get them, come on, hold it.
So we're doing some controlled pulses. Good. Last set. Ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Walk it out, guys. Woo. Triceps next, okay? Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Don't forget to breathe out. Let's do it. So with these press ups, make sure those fingers are pointing outwards. Nice, strong position. Elbows below the shoulders. Breathing out, breathing in. Good. Out. Try not to push your head forwards. Keep that chin towards the back of the neck. 10 seconds to go. So this is a brilliant exercise. Good. This is going to help with the oh, that's it. And hold it there. Now, remember what comes next? We're marching. We're punching. Good. Now you can punch however you like. You can punch to the side, you can punch up, other side, forwards. You can punch along to the dog barking. Oh, hurrah! That crunchy is Friday, my friends. Okay, keep punching. Just for the joy of it. Just imagine we've got that virus in front of us. Give it a good pummeling. Come on. All right, 3, 2, 1. Just let those arms go. Now, we're going to walk it out, roll those shoulders, hamstring curls, okay? All right. I've now got the 13-year-old just copying us, but he's too chicken to come onto the screen. Good. Now, I'm the 11-year-old. That's it, good. So we're adding the row if you want it. Nice relaxed shoulders. Now what we're going to do for the next 45 is a little bit different. So don't think about the forwards and backwards hamstring curls. I'm going to give you an alternative. 3, 2, 1, and walk it out. Good. Now, let's just take a nice big circle with these arms while we're recovering. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Now, feet hip width apart. You may want to hold on to something to work those calf muscles up and down. So, onto tiptoe and down. Up and down. Good. Now, if you're able to hold on Well, if you have to hold on, fine. If you can let go, great. So we're working these core muscles and we're working our balance skills. Now, if you want to make it a little bit more challenging, once you're up, take the arms up, down, bring those heels down. Good. Try not to push those hips forward. You tend to do this. Okay, so up. Oh, I can't do it. I'm going to look straight ahead. Down and down. Last one, walk it out. All right, brilliant work, guys. So remember our big step forwards? That's what we're going to do next. Step and back. Step and back. Step. It's a bit like the tap, but with the tap, you keep your weight in the back leg. The forward step is taking the weight down front foot back. I liken it to stepping off a curb and then changing your mind to the car curve. Good. So we need strong knees. Good. You got this. It's a little bit of muscular endurance. Similar muscles that we use for squats. Of course, if you want to take a big step because you're feeling confident and strong, you can. Just watch out for those knee joints. Good. And walk it out. All right, side steps next, guys. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Step together. Step. We go faster. Step. Step. I'm going to add a chest press.
You really got me going. You got me so.
Now take the arms out if you need to.
Yeah, you really got me now. You got me so I guess you can now.
Woo! This is a great workout today.
You really got me now.
May have pushed us a little bit too hard for the first Friday back, but I know we can do it. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Roll those shoulders. Now, we are going to take the backward lunge. I can't read my own writing. Okay, ready? Tap and in. Tap and in. Good. So, we might need to slow it down. We might need to take the arms out. Just listen to that breathing. You know what to do. It's out of control. If you can't talk, then we need to slow it down a bit. Good. Okay, go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Okay. So we're going to go back to those side steps with either washing in the windows, then double side steps. Last little exercise, okay? 3, 2, 1. We're going to step together. Step together. Okay, faster. 1, 2.
Be with you all of the time, all day, and all of the night. All day, and all of the night. All day, and all of the night. I believe that you with me.
Brilliant, guys. Just take the arms out if it gets too much.
Oh yeah, all day.
Step it with the outside of that foot. You've got it. 10 seconds. More like 5 now. Last set. Last 2. 1. Walk it out. Woo. Walk it forwards. On the spot. Then backwards. Forwards. On the spot. Then backwards. On the spot. Okay, guys. Roll those elbows. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Okay. Back to some little heel digs. We're going to start to slow it down. Start to slow it down. Good work. So that was quite intense. keep your feet moving. Have a little bit of water. Oh, I don't think Sam knows what's going on this morning. He's a bit lost. He's a bit lost. Aren't we all in January? So it's same every year, isn't it? But anyway, back to the cool down. You want to keep your feet moving so that we don't get dizzy. And we're going to have a little bit of water if you've got some. If you're the type that likes to drink before or after your workout, that is fine. Just because I suggest it doesn't mean you have to do it. I know lots of people like to take regular water breaks. So it's like the walking on the spot. Whenever you need to take a little break and walk it out, whenever you need some water, you just do that. And that's the beauty of online. Actually, you feel more comfortable doing what suits you rather than doing what everyone else is doing in class. So we're just going to take a little shoulder squeeze up and down. Just keep those feet moving. And then when everyone's had a little bit of water, we're just going to come back to our space and we're going to start that cool down process. So what do we want to happen in the cool down? Well, you might be able to feel, and if some of you might have heart rate monitors on your activity trackers, you'll notice the heart rate is much quicker than it is when we're at rest. So if we just stop, the body finds it quite challenging, certainly as we get older. So when we're kids, it's not so bad. But certainly, anytime from basically teenage upwards, we need to bring that heart rate gradually down. And we just need to take more time doing it as we get older. So that's why our warm-ups and cool downs are a little bit longer than you might get in a more generic class. We're definitely aiming at working with the older adults, so the over 30s. All right. I'm going to be in the, I don't know what category. Well, I'm not going to tell you what category I'm going to be in soon. Okay, so we're going to just take these taps out to the side now, just slowing it down. So that moving, but slowly, gradually decreasing that speed is going to help this heart rate gradually come back to a more normal level. And so we're going to feel okay. And the other thing we're going to use the cool down for is to add some flexibility work so that we can keep the shoulders, the hips, the knees, the back, the neck, the ankles, keep everything in good walking order. Good walking order and good working order. I always think it doesn't matter what's been going on, you can always tell it's Friday just by listening to what comes out of my mouth. All right, we're going to tap behind us now. So while we're tapping, let's use this. We're going to make a fist and we're going to just really stretch out those hands. So I'm going to show you what it looks like from this angle. We're going to push those hands away from us and we're pushing into the palms, stretching those fingers up, bringing it in. Really nice bit of work for the wrists and the hands. Okay, so for those of you that gets very stiff in the hands, this is a nice exercise to do, and I've combined it with some taps behind. Good. Now we're going to bring it in and we're just going to walk those feet a little bit wider. Now, while we're doing that, we're then going to bend those knees. We're going to reach up. We're going to breathe in. And we're going to gently lift that rib cage out of the hips. We're going to breathe out, come back down. And we're going to bend those knees again. So we're using the legs. We're using the legs to push that blood back up to the heart and the head. So let's reach up, breathe in. Now, remember that spirit level. See if you can keep those hips nice and aligned. And we're going to breathe out, come back and down. And then we're just going to take a couple of little knee bends again. Now we're going to walk the feet ever so slightly wider apart. Now watch out for this. That's what I was just doing then, and I was aware of it. So we're going to tuck that bottom under and lift that chest. And from 12 o'clock with those big toes, we're going to turn this one out to 2 o'clock. Okay, or 11 o'clock, depending on which way you are. And then we're just going to bend this knee in line with that big toe. So we're getting a little stretch here. Now, if you don't feel the stretch, we're going to take a side bend, so towards that straight leg. And then we're going to come all the way up, come back, turn this toe to 12. Now, if you thought, I couldn't really feel that, just take the feet a little bit wider. Make sure you can get back to center though. Okay, so if the feet are a bit wider, you may not actually need to bring in the side bend. You may get enough stretch from there, but you may need to lift that chest towards the straight leg. Good, breathing out. Make sure we breathe out. And then we're going to come all the way up, and we're just going to walk those feet right back, and then just gently, gently walk it out. Good. All right, so I'm just going to let you, while you're walking, gently drop your chin towards the chest. Relax the shoulders. We're going to lift that chin and look straight ahead. So keep those shoulders relaxed. That chest is open. And now we're going to steady the feet and walk this hand over that shoulder. So same hand, same shoulder. We're going to reach down this back. And remember, lots of us have got quite injured shoulders. So if this is your point of tension, that is fine. It's the same principle. We just walk that hand over the shoulder till you reach that point of tension. Once you're there, we're going to support that stretch and maybe even just assist it a little bit further by pushing that elbow upwards gently. Hold it there and breathe out. And then we're going to release, shake it out, and shake out those legs, and we'll do the same on the other side. So it doesn't matter where your point of tension is. We're working on either maintaining that flexibility, so stop it getting worse, but ideally we're going to try and improve that flexibility through these stretches. But it doesn't happen overnight. So what we're going to do is just keep doing it every time we get together. And even if you're doing some work using your arms at home, in the garden, this is a lovely stretch to do. Okay, shoulders and triceps, these muscles in the back of the arms. All right, good stuff. So we're just having a little shake there. Shake it out. Shake it out. All right, I promise not to sing again. Now, let's do the calf muscles. So I like to use the wall for support, but you don't have to. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set us up with this stretch without the wall. So that back heel at 6 o'clock on the clock face, the big toe is at 12. Hips square on, shoulders square on. Now, if you want to make that stretch a little bit more, we can use the wall. So we can actually almost push into that stretch using the wall. Okay, so we're going to release, lift that toe up, move the feet a little bit, same on the other side. So we've got the feet hip width apart, and you can use the wall or use something, but just keep that back nice and long. Good stuff. All right, we're going to lift, we're going to bring it in, and we're just going to roll those shoulders. We're going to lift, bring it in and roll those shoulders. Good stuff. Now, let's come to the chest. So these muscles get tight, front of the shoulders. So what we did at the start of the session, we were opening, doing a sort of stretch on the move. So now what we're going to do is we're going to relax the shoulders down. We're going to open out those arms. Just be aware if those arms are here rather than here. So we want to feel this stretch here. Now we're going to bring those hands behind us, palms facing in. We're going to draw the chin to the back of the neck. And you may be able to touch those fingertips, you may not. But whatever happens, we're going to tuck that bottom in. If you can hold on to those fingertips, great. If not, do not worry. We're just going to squeeze those shoulder blades together, open out that chest. Breathe out. And then we're just going to let those arms swing again. Good work. And then just taking that gentle walk on the spot, just being careful. We're going to lead with the thumb and make a nice full arm circle. Good. And we're going to do the same with the other side. So some of us may need to make that circle wider and lower if we've got restrictions in those shoulders, okay? So we're going to do one on this side, and then we're going to bring it down. Then we're going to take 2 elbow circles. And then we're just going to take a shoulder roll. Relax those shoulders down. So what about the backs of those legs? Right, so let's do this. We did this in the start. We are going to bend the knees, okay? And then we're going to take one heel forward. So this leg is straight. And then taking the hands onto that supporting leg, we're just going to push the bottom backwards, hinge at the hips. This back is nice and straight. Now we're going to breathe out into this stretch. And then we're going to gently come out of it. Don't move. because we're going to come into it for another count of 10. We're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Breathe out, breathe out. 3, 2, 1. Gently bring it up. So we talked about maintaining flexibility, but also improving. So by holding it longer, okay, or maybe going into it twice, 3 times, 4 times, we're looking to improve the flexibility in this muscle. Good. So breathing out, we're going to come out and then come back in, okay? Come out, come back in. Lovely. So this is going to make you feel so much looser around the lower back, the back of the legs. And breathe out. Nice and easy in, nice and easy out. Good. Okay, let's take that nice big breath in. Let's breathe out. And of course, if we have flexibility issues with the shoulders, we're going to breathe into here and we're going to breathe out to there. So just find that comfortable circle. Now, we're going to finish off with these stretches for the front of the thighs. So we want to make sure those knees are pointing down towards the floor, and we're going to go through the levels. We're going to start with the most challenging. So we're going to bring the knee up. We're going to hold onto the back of the trouser leg, back of the sock, or maybe even the front of the trainer. And then we're going to bring that foot behind you, knee pointing down to the floor, and we're just going to tuck that bottom under, looking straight ahead. So if that doesn't work for you, we're just going to bend the knee, or we're going to use a chair. So you can come out to that stretch. We can use that chair to stretch it that way. Okay, let's do the other side, my friends. So if you are using the chair, make sure it's nice and secure and that you've got something to hold on to. Okay, and we can take it all sorts of different levels. Good. So knee up. Lovely. And we're going to lift that chest. So it doesn't work for everyone, this stretch, but if you can, really try and do it. And then we're going to bring it in. Lovely. Take a little roll of those shoulders. Oh, have we got time for one more? I'm not going to give you one more stretch. Okay, you'll have to come to Pilates for that one, because we're going to finish with the neck stretch. So find your feet position on the floor. Relax the shoulders. We're going to look towards this shoulder, and then we're going to take the hand and very, very gently place that hand on the crown of your head. Draw that head so we're looking towards this hip. Really gentle. Relax the opposite shoulder. Just breathe out. And then we're just going to gently return that head nice and slowly back to center. Release that hand. Just wiggle those toes a little bit. Come back, and this time we're looking towards the shoulder on the other side. So anything with the neck, the spine, we don't want to be sort of pulling it. It's just gently, gently drawing that head so you're looking towards the hip. And then breathing out. And then we're going to release. We're just going to move those feet one more time. Take a little roll of those shoulders. We're going to think about that breath in. We're going to push that breath out through the mouth. We're going to draw all this positive energy you've created today. And breathe out. Good. So we're going to draw in the positives, the brilliance of you all, and we're going to just hold it there. We're just going to draw it in here, so that if anything challenges us later, you can draw on that little well of positive energy you've created this morning. Breathing out. Relax the shoulders, relax your face, shoulders, ankles, feet. You have done another Friday session. So that was our first Friday session of January, I believe. It is January the 8th. I could have told you that at the start, but I could barely see you because I hadn't had enough wake up time, only 3 hours. But thank you very much for joining me. Great session. If anything didn't feel right, or if you were a bit worried about anything, get in touch with me and I will do my utmost to help you. It's been an absolute pleasure working with some of you over the last few weeks, just on a one-to-one basis, just trying to tweak things so they're right. So if anyone needs tweaking, just let me know. I'm your woman. Otherwise, I shall see you next week. I'll be emailing out the dates later on this afternoon and the links. Bye.